Children, we will think about numerical inequalities from applied maths. Even though it is a chapter for applied maths, science students also or general maths students also, if they understand this chapter, it would be good. Okay, well, when I speak about a numerical inequality, the first thing I should speak is about an equation. I write here 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. This is a numerical equation. Then what is numerical inequality? Numerical inequality means if I write here 5 plus 3, this will be greater than 7. This is a numerical inequality. Actually, in numerical inequalities or any real number involving, what is special with the real numbers is real numbers have got an order. So you can tell always a real number is greater than the other real number or smaller than or equal to. Then likewise you will be always be able to compare real numbers. Since we can compare real numbers, we can plot most of these inequalities which are made up of real numbers in a number line also. So that graphical aspect is also there. Okay, coming back to numerical inequality, there is some other word also we will say literal inequality when we use some variables. So if I write here x plus 7 greater than 10, this will become a literal inequality. Okay, we are going to understand how to solve this inequality. If you solve only, then we can actually, if I say x plus 7 greater than 10, this is we will say it's a slack inequality. It's not very clear. If I write here y greater than 9, it's very, in one glance itself you will understand that is what is the meaning of this. Here you have to do some more work. So you need to write this is x greater than 3. Then only this will become, this we can solve as x greater than 3. That's why we call it as a slack inequality. When it's not clear, where this is a rigid, it's a fixed one. The answer is very clear. So we can tell it is a strict inequality likewise. Okay, that is one aspect. Now, when I speak about solving inequality, you should know some of the properties related to the inequalities solving. What are the properties? It means we will say that addition property, subtraction property, multiplication property and division property. For example, if I say x is greater than y, if x is greater than y, I can say by adding a z, an z which is greater than 0. Then I can write it as x plus z is greater than y plus z. This is about addition. That means if you add a positive number, it can be negative number also, on both sides of the inequality sign doesn't change, it will stay as it is. Can it change? Yes, there is a place where it changes. We will think about that later. See, for subtraction, if I do x minus z, that will be greater than y minus z. You can subtract like an equation. In equation you write no. You can add the same number or multiply the same number, subtract the same number, divide the same number in an equation. Similar work can be done in an equation also. In equation also you can try likewise. So this I can say this is the addition property. This is the subtraction property. What about multiplication property? X into z is greater than y into z. Is this correct? Always? Not always. If z is positive, z is greater than 0 only, this is correct. I'll tell you an example. For example, 5 greater than 2. I multiply a positive number 3. So I can write 5 into 3 is greater than 2 into 3. Okay. What about 5 into, if this number which I multiply is a negative number, suppose I am multiplying by minus 3. Is this inequality correct? This will become minus 15 greater than minus 6. You know this is wrong. So that is what is special here. When z is less than 0, that means when z is negative, when you multiply an inequality with a negative sign, x into z, you have to flip the inequality sign. This will become y into z. This is what is special. This is what is special with the multiplication. Multiplication, these two options are there. Whereas addition and subtraction, no problem. You can add or subtract. It doesn't change the inequality sign. Now what about division? Division also I need to explain like this. X divided by z will be greater than y divided by z provided z is greater than 0 or positive. X divided by z less than y divided by z if z is less than 0, if it is negative. You see an example? 10 is less than 5. Sorry, I'm sorry. 10 is greater than 5. You divide by a 5, what do you get? If you divide by 5 on both sides, this divided by a positive number, you will get what? 2 greater than 1. Suppose you are dividing by negative, then you will get a negative greater this. Then you have to flip this one. So in short, what and all I have said is, in addition and subtraction, you can add the same real number on LHS and RHS. You can subtract the same real number on LHS and RHS. Do not worry about the inequality sign, it stays as it is. But in multiplication and division, if it is with the positive numbers, still the answer is same, it doesn't change the inequality. But if you are dividing or multiplying with a negative number, you have to flip the inequality sign. Okay, speaking about inequality sign, there are 4 types we can tell about the inequality sign. One is greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. 4 ways it can appear. But the addition and subtraction, multiplication, division properties which I said stay same whether it is less than or equal to. That means, what is the meaning of this? X greater than or equal to y. That means there is a chance that x can be even equal to y also. X is greater than y, that is one option, or x can be equal to y. So when both the options are present, or I can write a less than or equal to b means a can be equal to b and b will be greater than a also. This or this will say less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Likewise, these two appearances are there. So we will look into solving some inequalities. Just to understand this one, let me write some examples which will help you to understand. I am not doing many questions. This will be easily understood. So for example, I write 4 minus 5x greater than minus 11. This is one equation which I have written. How do we solve this one? Solving means you need to understand how does x acts or what should be x. X should be less than 5 or greater than 5, something like that you have to tell an answer. So I need to isolate x, that's my job. I can take this minus 5x to that side, minus 11 to this side, that you can do. Or it's equivalent to adding 5x on both sides. Or you can take this 4 to that side. Okay, I'll take this 4 to that side. Or that is like this, minus 5x greater than, like in equation you can solve, minus 11 minus 4 when you took to that side. So this will become minus 5x greater than minus 15. Now what do? I need to get x, 1x, positive x. So you have to divide by negative 5. See, minus 5x you need to divide by negative 5. Only then this will become plus x. Then I have to do here also divide by negative 5. See children, when we are dividing by a negative number or multiplying by a negative number, this has to be flipped. Now this becomes x less than 3. So this is, how do you write it in another form? You know, you can write it in an open interval. This means x is less than 3. That means it's from minus infinity to 3. X can be less than 3 means it can be 2, 1, 0, -1, -2 or any real number. So this is the real number way of writing the answer. If I write here 5x plus 2 less than say 12, if I write, how do you solve? You will write 5x less than 12 minus 2. I didn't change the inequality because you are doing subtraction. Subtraction or addition, you are changing addition to the other side or subtraction to the other side. It doesn't change. You don't have to worry about anything. So it will become 5x less than 10. Now you divide by 5. You are dividing by a positive number. You take to this side. So this doesn't change. So the answer will become x less than 2. So how do you write the answer? Minus infinity to 2. Okay, let me write another example. I write here 3x minus 10 greater than or equal to 12. Or 23 let me write. 24 let me write. Okay. So what do we get? 24 it will not be right. I'll write 23 I'll write. So what will you get? 3x greater than or equal to 23 plus 10. That is 3x greater than or equal to 33. So you can, I didn't change the inequality. You are dividing by negative. So positive number, which is 33 divided by 3. So x greater than or equal to 11. So this will be what? You can write it as x is greater than 11 means starts from 11 to infinity. Here we will put closed interval because equal sign is there. Here with infinity always put an open interval because we do not know to reach that infinity. Infinity is not accessible, so it is the number with that is not accessible with the interval, that is open interval only. Okay, so this is how we write the answer. Then I'll tell you the graphical aspect of this also. The graphical aspect is like this. For example, if I write here x greater than 2, how do you put it graphically? Graphically, if you want to put, you have to draw a number line. In number line, where is 2? I will find this 2. You know 2 is not included, so then you have to put a circle here, empty circle. X is greater than 2, that means this is the graph. X is greater than 2. So another way, if I write, another question, if I write x less than minus 5, less than or equal to minus 5, how do you take a number line and then you choose minus 5. Equal sign is there means when you circle it, you fill it, and it is less than minus 5 means it comes to this side. So this is how we can represent the graph of this inequalities in one way. Now I'll write two simultaneous equations, right? Inequalities. I write here 2x plus y greater than or equal to 10 and x plus y less than or equal to 6. How do you graph it? The question can be find the solution through a graph. So what you should do is you consider these two equations, inequalities as equations, and plot those lines first. That's what you see. So what I do is I'll write 2x plus y equal to 10. I write. Then I am going to graph it. So I have here x, here y. So this is an inequality in two variables. We were discussing only so far inequality in one variable. Inequality in one variable is there, inequality in two variable is there, quadratic inequality in one variable is there, quadratic inequality in two variable is there. That we can decide. Two variable aspect means it is going to be a plane in inequality. I'll show what it means. So let us decide this one, this line. So when I put x is 0, if I put x 0, then y will be what? Y will be 10. If I put y 0, then x will be 5. So in a number line, what you do is, you will find this point 0, 10. 0, 10 is somewhere here. And 0, 5. 0, 5 will be somewhere here. 5, 0 is this point. So you join this. And when you do this one, check whether is equal sign is there. If equal sign is there, with inequality equal sign is there, you draw a full line. If there is no equal sign, you put a dotted line like this. So this is a full line. Here inequality sign is there. Now I am only speaking about this graph now. Now this is the line, but inequality size is greater than 10. Greater than 10 means it is a region, either this side of the plane or that side. Every line in a plane will divide the plane into two parts, right? You draw a line in a plane, the plane will get divided. Okay, now here I need to know whether this side of the plane is graph or this side of the plane. To understand that, you do a testing. You choose any point and put a testing. Let me choose this point 0, 0. You substitute 0, 0 here. So 2 into 0 plus 0 greater than or equal to 10. That means you will get 0 greater than or equal to 10. This is not correct. So that means not this side, it is the opposite side. This side only the graph comes. Okay, now I will choose the next graph. What is the next graph? This one, x plus y. X plus y less than or equal to 6. So you choose x, y. When x is 0, y is 6. This is 0, this is 6. So you have here 6 and here 6 is somewhere here. So this is, there is equal sign, so you would draw a full line. You put a testing point. What is that testing point? Testing point is, you can choose 0, 0. If you put 0, 0, what will you get? 0 plus 0 less than or equal to 6. It's correct. That means towards this side only you need to graph. First of all, this graph was from here, like this. Now this graph is here, from here, like this. So satisfying both, if you ask me, this is the solution. Where both this, so this is the solution of those both the equation. You see, this is this side. This is bounded region. Bounded means it is closed by. Sometimes you can get an unbounded solution also. Sometimes you don't get solution at all. When you do unbounded means you may graph like this, another graph, this will go like this will come like this. This is an unbounded. That means the solution is a bigger region. It goes to infinity. Another time when you graph, your one line may graph like this. Another line, your graph may be like this. Suppose there is nothing common in that, you will say there is no solution for both the inequalities given. This much basically you understand. Next video I will speak about modulus functions, how to deal. This is very important for most of you, especially for science children and all. They will use modulus sign, modulus inequalities. That I will speak in the next one. Okay. Okay, thank you. If I have any doubt regarding this, you comment.